Om Shanti. हम सभी
All of us
जो यहाँ बैठे हैं
sitting here that are Baba's children,
उन्हों को बाबा ने बहुत एक मीठा
Baba has
सम्मान बताया है या टाइटल बताया है
given us a very sweet
कि आप सभी
aspect
कौन
of self-respect or a title,
तो बाबा
asking us,
ने
what are
याद
you?
रखा
You remember
कुछ समय पहले
some time ago,
हम सबको अपना सम्मान याद दिलाया
Baba had reminded us to be aware of our self-respect,
संतुष्ट मणि हो
saying that you are all the jewels of contentment. So, are you indeed that?
बोलो यस या नो
Are you this? Say yes or no.
यस क्यों
Because
बाबा यही चाहते हैं हम बच्चों से
Baba wants this,
मेरा कोई भी बच्चा
that no child of mine
असंतुष्ट कभी नहीं
should ever be in a state of being discontent,
असंतुष्टता जो होती है
because the feeling of
वो तब
discontent
होती है जब कोई
takes place
अप्राप्ति होती
when there is a lack of attainment.
लेकिन हम सभी
But
बच्चों को
all of we children,
बाबा द्वारा जो सर्व प्राप्तियां हुई है
all the attainments that we have received
उनमें
through Baba,
कोई अप्राप्ति रह गई है क्या
is there anything lacking?
क्यों जीवन में अगर हम देखें
Because if you look at life,
तो चाहिए ही क्या
what is it that a person wants?
सुख चाहिए
You want happiness,
शांति चाहिए
you want peace,
प्रेम चाहिए
you want love,
और प्यूरिटी चाहिए
and you want purity.
और बाबा ने हम सभी को जन्म देते ही
And as soon as Baba gave us birth,
सब प्राप्तियां
Baba also gave us all these attainments which are imperishable attainments. They are not temporary.
क्योंकि हम सबको मालूम है
We all know and we are experienced
तो विनाशी साधनों
that through temporary
विनाशी
materials,
टाइम के लिए
things that last for a short time,
शांति मिलती है
they give us temporary peace and happiness, but
अविनाशी सुख शांति प्रेम
the imperishable peace, happiness,
वो
and
विनाशी
love
चीजों से तो मिल ही नहीं सकती
that we would like cannot be attained by any
जो
temporary
विनाशी चीजें
instruments. Anything which itself is perishable,
कैसे करेंगे
how is it able to provide an imperishable attainment?
ये हम देखें
We can see
अभी हमको ज्वेलरी लेनी है
if you have to get some
तो
jewelry,
हमको कपड़े के दुकान से नहीं मिलेंगे
you would not go to the clothing store to get
जहाँ से
jewelry,
मिल सकती है वहाँ से ही मिलेंगी
but the place where it is sold is where you will get it from.
प्राप्ति
In the same way, imperishable
स्वयं
attainment
परमात्मा अविनाशी के और कौन दे सकता है
cannot be given by anyone except the imperishable Supreme Father.
हमें कोई अप्राप्ति है ही नहीं
And then there isn't anything
जिसके कारण
lacking
हमको असंतुष्टता
due to which we might experience discontent.
बाबा ने हम सबको बार बार
Again and again, Baba has reminded us.
तो तुम याद करो
And so he says,
कि
remember
मैं भी अविनाशी आत्मा हूँ
that I also am an imperishable soul.
अविनाशी आत्मा को अविनाशी परमात्मा द्वारा अविनाशी
It is the
प्राप्तियां हुई है।
imperishable soul who attains imperishable achievements
इस
from the
स्मृति में अगर
imperishable
हम रहें,
Father. If we remain in this awareness
बार बार इस स्मृति को दोहराएं,
and we think about this
तो
again
हम
and
सदा
again,
संतुष्ट रह सकते
then we will always remain content.
हैं। और संतुष्टता एक जीवन की
And
सुंदरता भी है।
satisfaction or content
आप
is one of the
देखेंगे,
beauties of life.
जो
You can
संतुष्ट
see
आत्मा होंगी,
that any soul who is
अर्थात
satisfied,
प्राप्ति स्वरूप होंगी,
that is, they will be the embodiment
उसका
of
चेहरा
attainment.
सदैव
Their face
चमकता ही रहेगा,
will always be shining
संतुष्टता के कारण,
because
प्राप्तियों
of
के
that
कारण।
satisfaction,
जैसे
that
आप देखो,
feeling of
ज्ञान
attainment.
काल में भी साधारण रीति से
You can
भी
also see in terms
कोई
of the
बहुत
Lokic
शाहूकार के
world,
बच्चे होते हैं,
if there are some
अलग
children
टाइप के
of
हैं,
very wealthy people, even
और
though it
गरीब
is
का बच्चा होता है,
temporary wealth, and compare them with the
तो
children of
गरीब
someone
के
poor,
बच्चे पर चेहरे पर ही
the face on the
और झलक
poor
होती है,
children has
और जो
more
प्राप्ति वाला
less
शाहूकार का बच्चा
brightness,
होगा या
and
पोजीशन वाले का बच्चा होगा,
the person who is a
उसकी
child
शक्ल
of
भी बोलती
someone
है कि ये
in a
प्राप्ति
very
स्वरूप
high
है।
position who's very wealthy, it shows on their face that that
तो
is
हम
the family
सभी
that they come from. All of us
सर्व प्राप्ति स्वरूप है,
are also
प्राप्ति
the
स्वरूप
embodiment of
इसलिए
all
नहीं,
attainments, not just
लेकिन
some
सर्व
attainments,
प्राप्ति
but
स्वरूप
we
है,
are the
कोई
embodiment of
अप्राप्ति है
all
ही नहीं।
attainments because there is nothing lacking.
जब भगवान मिल गया,
We have attained God Himself.
तो भगवान से ऊपर और कौन
There
सी
isn't
प्राप्ति रहेगी।
anything that could be attained that is above and beyond the
तो
attainment of
हमें
God.
बाबा ने जन्मते ही प्राप्तियां कराते हुए
So, with the moment of our
ये
birth,
वरदान दिया,
Baba
संतुष्ट
gave us
रहो।
the blessing to be content.
और न सिर्फ मैं संतुष्ट रहूं,
Not just I should be content.
ये भी बाबा ने नहीं सिखाया है।
This is also something
बाबा
Baba
कहते
has not
संतुष्ट
taught. Baba
रहो
says not
और
only do you
संतुष्ट
remain
करो,
content,
सभी
but
को
you must
संतुष्ट
also
करो।
make everyone else content as well.
क्यों, जो खुद संतुष्ट
Because
होगा
someone
ना,
who is themselves
वो
content,
किसी की भी असंतुष्टता देख करके सहन नहीं कर सकेंगे,
they are unable to bear seeing someone else who is discontent,
चाहे किसी भी धर्म वाली आत्मा हो,
regardless of
चाहे
what
हमारा
religion a
परिचय नहीं
person
हो
is,
उससे,
or even if they do not
लेकिन
know
आपको
that
अनुभव
person.
होगा,
You must have
कोई भी
experienced,
दुखी और
if there is
असंतुष्ट आत्मा
any
आपके
sorrowful
सामने
or
आए,
discontent soul
तो
who
आपको
comes in
दिल में
front of
क्या
you,
आता है?
what happens in your heart?
रहम आता है ना,
You feel mercy.
मर्सी, जो भक्ति में सब मर्सी मर्सी
In
मर्सी
bhakti,
मांगते
they
ही रहते हैं।
call God for
तो
mercy
हमने
so
देखा है,
much. And I have also
कोई भी धर्म
seen
की आत्मा हो, फिर भी
that a
हमारा
soul of
भाई है।
any religion is nevertheless our brother.
परमात्मा बाप का बच्चा तो है ना,
This is the child of the Father, the Supreme
तो हम लोग
Soul.
असंतुष्ट आत्मा को
And
देख नहीं
so
सकेंगे।
we are unable to
सब
bear
मिलके ये
seeing a
कुछ न
soul
कुछ
who
इसको
is
प्राप्ति
troubled
कराए
and
जो
discontent,
संतुष्ट हो।
and we wish that they would receive whatever
आपको
they need
याद
so that they
होगा,
can be
कुछ समय
content.
पहले
You
हमारा
must
जब
remember
फॉरेन में
a little
एक
while ago,
प्रोजेक्ट चला था,
there
सुखमय
was a
संसार
project
का।
for global cooperation for a better
उसमें
world.
सभी से हम लोगों ने
And
सुखमय संसार
we
में आप
wanted
सहयोगी में क्या बन सकते हो?
to ask people to see what they would do
तो
to
हमें
make this
याद है
world a better place. And I
कि
remember
यही हम सभी को कहते थे,
what we used to say to
तो
everyone,
कम से कम
and then at least
आप जो भी आपसे मिलने आवे ना,
we would say that whoever you meet,
क्योंकि मिलने तो आते ही है,
because people are always meeting
जो भी
others,
आपके पास मिलने आवे,
anyone who comes to
उससे
meet you,
आप मुस्कुरा के मिलना,
at least meet them with a smile.
चाहे कैसे भी मूड में वो आवे,
regardless of the
लेकिन
mood
आप
that they
उससे
have,
मुस्कुरा के मिलना,
you give
तो
them a
क्या
smile
होगा,
as you meet them, and then what
हमको
will
वो
happen
मुस्कुराता हुआ देखेगा,
is that they will
वो
see our
थोड़े समय के
smile, and
लिए
then even for a short period of time,
उसको भी थोड़ा सा दुख
that
और अशांति थोड़े
person's
समय के लिए भी तो मिट
sorrow or
जाएगी।
peacelessness will be relieved for even a
संघकारण
little
तो
bit of
होता है,
time because of the
अगर
effect of
मंदिर में जाओ
company. If you go to a
तो
temple,
वायुमंडल का कितना प्रभाव होता
there's
है,
a strong influence
और
of the
कोई ऐसे
atmosphere
स्थान
there.
पर जाओ
Or you go to any place
जहाँ कुछ अशुद्ध वायुमंडल है,
where there is an impure atmosphere.
तो अशुद्ध वायुमंडल में जाकर के वायुमंडल
Having
का
gone
प्रभाव
into
तो पड़
that,
जाता है।
you feel the effect
तो
of that
अगर हम
impurity
दिल
in the
से
atmosphere. If from your
मर्सीफुल बन के
heart you become truly
और दूसरे को
merciful
मुस्कुरा के
and
मिलते
smile
हैं,
as you meet another
तो
person,
थोड़े समय के लिए
then
वो भी
for a little time that
बदल जाते
soul
हैं।
is able to be
तो ये
free from
प्रोजेक्ट
their
बहुत अच्छा
distress.
चला था,
So
और
this
कुछ तो
project was
सहयोग
very
दो, ये
good.
तो दे सकते हो ना।
Even if you can't
और
give
आजकल
anything
तो
else, at
बाबा ने
least
हम
give a
लोगों को
smile.
यही
These
सुनाया
days,
है,
Baba has been telling
और
us,
किसी से कुछ भी, कोई भी आता है,
anyone who comes,
मिलता है
you
आके,
meet them.
तो उनको क्या कहते हैं?
What do you say to
ओके
them?
तो कहते हैं, ओके
You say, "Are you okay?"
ओके ओके कहते हो ना सारे
You
दिन में, कितना
say,
टाइम, कितने बारी
many
ओके
times
ओके
during the
कहते हो,
day, as you meet someone, you say, "Hi, are you
लेकिन
okay?"
मुस्कुराते हुए
And you
दिल
smile,
में
and in your
प्यार की
heart,
भावना रख करके
let there be
अगर
that feeling
किसको
of
भी आप
love.
ओके
If
कहो,
anyone
तो
comes to
सचमुच में
you
वो ओके हो सकता है।
and you say,
ऐसे ही कह
okay, they
देते हो
become
ओके,
okay because
नाराजगी
of
होगी
you
तो भी कह देते हो
feeling
ओके,
this way. Even if they're
लेकिन
fed
अगर
up,
दिल
they will
से
still feel okay because from your heart,
मर्सीफुल
with
यानी रहम दिल स्टेज में
a
ठहर के,
merciful stage,
और
holding
उस
yourself in a
आत्मा को
merciful
अपना भाई
stage,
समझ के,
feeling that that soul is
हमारे
truly your
बाबा का
brother
बच्चा है,
and
हमारा
our
भाई
Baba's
है,
father, our Baba's
अगर हम
child.
खुश है, संतुष्ट
This
है,
is my
और
brother,
दूसरा
and
हमारा
if
भाई
I
या
am
परिवार
happy
वाला
and
संतुष्ट
content
होगा,
and my
तो
other
देखा
family
जाएगा।
member is not, then that doesn't feel
और हम
good.
तो कहाँ भी जाते हैं,
Wherever we
तो
may
क्या
go,
महसूस होता है?
what do we feel?
हमारे ही भाई
We
बहन
feel
हमारे से
these
फिर
are
से आके
my
मिले,
brothers and sisters that I'm meeting
कितना
once
अच्छा लगता
again,
है।
and it feels so good.
जो पहले बारी यहाँ आए होंगे,
Even those who have come
उनको
here for
तो
the first
ये
time,
फील होता है
they
कि
must
तो
have
हम
this
अपने ही घर
feeling
में आए,
that they've come to their own home.
कि मेहमान बन के आए हैं,
They
पता
came
नहीं
perhaps
कहाँ
as a
आए हैं,
guest.
कैसे रहेंगे,
They
क्या
maybe
रहेंगे, ये
not
फील
know
होता है क्या?
where they're coming to,
लगता
but
है
do
ना,
they
अपने
feel that?
अपने घर में
No.
आए
You
हैं
feel as though
और
you've come to
अपनों
your
से
own
मिल रहे
home
हैं,
and you're meeting your own people.
क्योंकि वास्तव में तो एक
Because
ही
in fact,
परमात्मा के बच्चे
we
हैं,
are all the
तो
children of
आपस
one
में तो
Supreme
एक ही
Father,
परिवार
which
के हैं।
means we are all of one family.
तो संतुष्ट असंतुष्ट करने
So
वाले भी हमको मिलेंगे,
we will meet people
ऐसा
who
नहीं है,
create
क्योंकि
dissatisfaction
संगीत का
and those who
समय है,
create satisfaction. But because
कलयुग
it
का
is
भी
the
अंत
time
है,
of the Iron
और
Age and
कलयुग
even
के
the
अंत
end
में
of the
अकल में
Iron
तो
Age,
जाना
where
ही है
everything
तमोगुनी
becomes
अवस्था।
extreme in terms of its
असंतुष्ट
impurity,
करने वाले मिलेंगे,
and so you will meet people who will create
लेकिन
distress,
हमको
but
समझ मिल गई है,
we have understanding
तो वो बेचारे अपने
that that
संस्कार के
person
वश
is
में,
under the influence of their sanskaras.
अगर असंतुष्ट
If
होकर के कुछ कह भी देते
a
हैं,
person says something under a
इंसल्ट
state
कर
of
देते हैं,
distress, or
कोई
they may
गाली दे देते
insult
हैं, तो
you or
असंतुष्ट हो जाते हैं,
be rude to you, that means that they are
लेकिन हमें अभी
unsatisfied.
ज्ञान है।
But we have knowledge.
अच्छा, बाबा ने अभी लास्ट में सुनाया था
And most
कि
recently,
कई
Baba
बच्चे
had said
कहते
that
हैं
there are
हम
some
तो बहुत
children who
खुश
say,
हैं,
"No, we are very
हम
happy.
कभी किसको दुख नहीं
We
देंगे,
don't give sorrow to anyone."
यही समझते हैं बस मुझे खुश रहना
They
है
just think
और
they have to
खुश
be
खुशी
happy,
देनी,
but to just
लेकिन दूसरे हमको बड़ा
give
दुख देते हैं।
others happiness. But
अगर
they
मैं
say, no,
क्या
other people
कहूँगा,
give
हिसाब
us
मेरे
sorrow, and they say we don't know what is our account with that person that's still not taken care of, and we come into conflict with that person. The other one gives me sorrow. I don't give sorrow to anyone, but they give sorrow to me. So if they give you sorrow, then you come under that influence. But what Baba has asked is, okay, so that soul gave you sorrow, oh, that they were not supposed to, but suppose they did. But then who is the receiver? Who took the sorrow? The giver and the taker. Is that one person or is that two people? It's two people, isn't it? Or is it just one? Is it one or two? Give an answer. If somebody gives me something, I'm the one who has to take it, and it's up to me, it's in my hands as to whether I take it or not. So Baba says, okay, that one gave you sorrow. Why did you take it? So don't take it. If you don't like something, suppose somebody gives you a beautiful flower, which somebody had brought for a long, long way, and bring you a beautiful thing. If it's a rotten flower, will you take it or will you put it away? You won't accept something if it's rotten, will you? So Baba says, that one gave you sorrow, and you didn't like that sorrow. So why did you take it? To feel something in your heart, and to feel that something is a sorrow that's coming to you, that means you have taken it. Baba says, don't take it, don't give it, but especially don't take it. If they don't give it, of course they're not supposed to, but if you take it, then you get disturbed. The one who takes sorrow says, somebody gave it and I took it. Actually, the one who took it is much more disturbed than the one who gave it. The one who gives it, they get off their chest, whatever it is, and they go and put the fan on and they have a nice sleep, whereas the one who took the sorrow is disturbed. Why did they do this? They shouldn't do this. It should be a different way, and they will be unable to rest because in their heart they took that feeling. Dadi said in the class, to feel the sorrow means to take it, and that is like the illness of flu. What happens when somebody gets flu? For example, you get a sore throat, you can't sleep, you're disturbed, you're aching. So at the time when somebody gives you sorrow and you take that sorrow, then what's your condition at that time? And if you had taken it, maybe even the person comes again after a week and you'll still remember, yeah, this person has come back again, the one who disturbed me so much. This is the same one. It's very much this way. And you start remembering what happened all over again and re-experiencing it. So Baba says, neither give sorrow nor take sorrow. Our slogan is a double one, neither to give nor to take. If you don't give it, then also don't take it. Then you will be very happy. There are some brothers and sisters who say, Baba, we have become Baba's children, so Baba, please take all Maya back to yourself. Don't send it our way. Just keep it to yourself. But Baba says, you have issued a challenge that you will become the conquerors of Maya. Have you done this? Did you agree that you will become the conquerors of Maya? Or is it that you don't want Maya to come? If you have to become the conquerors, then Maya will come, because then only you can conquer it. And Baba says it is not possible for anyone to pass the exam without taking the exam paper. There are papers even in small things, and you have to pass every paper. So this paper will come, many papers will come, but we must not allow it to make us discontent. Now it is the cold season, for example, and we say, oh, cold is very bad. We have to put lots of woolens on. It's very difficult. We think that the cold weather should not be there. Can it be removed? Can you remove the season? The season will be there. The cold will come. But our responsibility is to protect ourselves from the weather and make sure we have appropriate clothing. In the same way, we shouldn't think that Maya shouldn't come. We have challenged, and we have said we will become the conquerors of Maya. And so if you go onto the battlefield and then say, well, the enemy shouldn't come, and I will still be victorious, is that possible? It will not happen like that. So the exams will come, but how should I protect myself in the face of these exams, for which Baba has given us the shield of all the powers and asked us to wear that? And those powers, Baba says, everyone has been given powers equally. There was a Murli 2 or 3 days ago in which Baba had said that those who have been for many years, they are listening to the same Murli as the ones who have just been studying for a month or only 2 weeks. You may remember that Murli. It's one study. There is no difference in the study. Those who are very old in Gyan, they are not given a separate room to have different study. No, everyone studies the same Murli. And Baba gave powers to each one equally, but still there is a number, there is a difference. Why is that? Some think that the season should change, but they don't think, how should I protect myself in the face of the season? At which time should I use which power? And at the right time, can I use the necessary power? This is the difference between the different BKs. Sometimes somebody gets angry over a small thing. Is there anyone who has never experienced anger and they have never had any anger? Is there anyone like that? Put your hand up if you have never been angry since your childhood. Is there anyone like that? You'll get a prize. Everyone knows that anger is a bad thing. It's like a fire that burns. Sometimes anger is so much that the face goes all red like fire. Fire glows red. When somebody is filled with anger, then how is their face? It goes red, doesn't it? And they become disturbed and they're sort of trembling. Suppose if somebody burns their finger in fire, they get all disturbed inside and full of disturbance. You have experienced this. You know that this is bad, how it feels to get burnt. But the power of tolerance, which Baba has given us, has to be used at that time, but you don't remember to use it at the right time. Baba has given us this power. So the power for overcoming anger is tolerance. And if we use tolerance at that time, then we will not get overtaken by anger. but
परवश हो जाते हैं उस
we
समय।
come under its influence at that
क्यों?
moment.
शक्ति
The
समय पर
reason is
हमारे
because
में नहीं आई।
we
बाबा
do
ने एक
not
बार
get
मुरली में
the
कहा,
power to
आप
come up
कहते
at the
हो ना
time when we
मैं
need
मास्टर
it.
सर्वशक्तिवान
You
हूँ,
say that you are Master,
है ना,
Almighty
हमारा टाइटल
Authorities.
है,
This is one of
प्रैक्टिकल
our
है
practical
कि हम हर
titles.
एक बाबा के बच्चे
Each one
मास्टर
of we
सर्वशक्तिवान
children
हैं।
of Baba are
अगर
masters
मास्टर
of all
सर्वशक्तिवान
powers,
हम
and
हैं,
if that is the case,
अर्थात सर्वशक्तियाँ
that
हमारी
means
है,
we have all the
है
powers
हमारे
with
पास,
us.
बाबा ने दी है।
Baba has given them,
लेकिन
but
मास्टर
the
सर्वशक्तिवान
Master
है,
Almighty
और जिस समय
Authority,
क्रोध आवे उस
and
समय
at the
सहनशक्ति
time
काम में ही
when
नहीं आवे,
anger
तो
comes,
क्या
then
हुआ
they're
मास्टर
unable to use
सर्वशक्तिवान?
their tolerance. Then what kind of a master
इसीलिए
of all
बाबा कहता
powers
है
are they? This is why
कि
Baba
जो
says
बाबा ने सर्वशक्तियाँ दी
all
है,
these powers that
उसको
Baba has
यूज
given,
करते रहो।
you must become skilled
कई
in
बार
using
ऐसा
them.
होता है, हम समझते नहीं,
Sometimes we
हमारे
don't
में
understand.
सहनशक्ति है,
We say, yes, I
नहीं
have
है, कोई
plenty
बात
of
तो हम उसका
tolerance,
सामना कर
and no
लेंगे,
matter what
लेकिन
comes, I
जब वो
will face it. But
पेपर आता
the
है,
moment when
उस
the
समय
exam
पता
comes,
लगता है
at
कि
that
मेरी
time you
सचमुच
will
सहन
find out
शक्ति
whether really
आई
you are able
या
to
नहीं आई।
use your power of
ऐसे तो नहीं
tolerance
बात
or
तो पूरी
not.
हो गई,
It's
और
not that,
फिर
oh,
हम
the
कहते हैं सहनशक्ति
situation
कितनी
happened, and
जरूरी
then
है।
later on I say, oh, yeah, tolerance
सर्वशक्ति
is
जो
very
है,
necessary. Baba has given it to us, but I don't know why I couldn't use it at that time.
ऐसे होता था ना,
And
ऐसे ही
this
होता
is
था
what
ना
I
उस
should have
समय।
done at the time, but then it was too late.
इसीलिए
This is why
सर्वशक्तियाँ है मेरे पास,
I do have all the
स्टॉक है।
powers. I have the stock.
और
Check
दूसरी
that.
बात
And
तो समय
secondly,
पर बाबा ने कहा
what
ये
Baba says, you have to
तुम्हारी
use it at the
शक्तियाँ है,
time when it's
बाबा
needed.
ने तुम्हारे
Baba
को
has
ये
given
जन्म
you
सिद्ध
these
अधिकार में दी
powers
है,
as part of
उस
your
शक्तियों को तो
birthright
आप
and
ऑनर
inheritance, so
कीजिए।
you must order them at the time when
सर्वशक्तिवान
they're needed.
मैं हूँ,
I am the Master
सर्वशक्तिवान
Almighty
बन करके
Authority.
सहन शक्ति को
Become
आओ,
this and
सहन
then
सहन
order
शक्ति
the
आओ,
power of tolerance to
और वो
come
हाजिर होगी।
immediately, and it will come there. You remember how Baba said this in the
ऐसी
recent Murli.
स्टेज
This
हमारी
stage
बन सकती है,
can be
लेकिन
attained, but
जो भी शक्तियाँ बाबा ने दी है,
the
वो
powers that
समय
Baba
पर
has
समय
given from
उसको
time to time,
कार्य में लगाते
apply
जाइए।
them in
कोई भी
action.
चीज काम में नहीं लगाओ ना, पड़ी
If
रहे,
you
हम
don't use
समझे बहुत अच्छी
something
है,
and you
हम
just
एक
keep it
मिसाल
in
बताती हूँ।
reserve,
एक
there's an
माता थी,
example of a mother,
वो हमेशा कहती थी
and she always used to say,
मेरे में मोह नहीं।
I don't have any attachment.
हम भी कहते थे अच्छा है,
And
मोह
I
नहीं
used
है
to
तो
say,
अच्छा
well,
है, तो
this is
फिर
very
ठीक है।
good, you're free from
लेकिन एक
attachment.
बारी क्या
But
हुआ,
what happened
जो
once,
रात्रि के टाइम उसका बच्चा जो था,
it was the night
उसको
time
बड़ी
and
खांसी आई,
her child
और
got a very
ऐसी
severe
बड़ी खांसी
cough,
हुई जिसमें
and it was so
सांस
bad
जो है ना वो
that
फूल जाता है।
even blood was
बहुत
being
परेशानी
spit
होती,
up, and
चिल्लाती।
the child was very distressed.
रात का टाइम था,
It
डॉक्टर भी
was the
नहीं
middle
आया,
of the night, the doctor couldn't
और
come,
सोचने लगी अभी क्या
so she
करूं,
started thinking what to
और उस
do.
समय उसको
And at
ऐसे
that
लगा
moment, she
जैसे
felt
बच्चा चिल्लावे ना,
that as her child was
कहता है ना
experiencing
माँ,
distress
दर्द
and
होता
calling
है,
out
तो
to the
जैसे
mother
बच्चा
in
कहता था
pain,
ना माँ,
and
दर्द
at the
होता है,
moment
तो
when
कहा
he was
मुझे
calling
ऐसे
out
महसूस
in
हुआ
pain, she
जैसे
had
मेरे
such a
को भी
feeling
दर्द हो
as if
रहा है।
she herself was experiencing all of that
तभी
pain.
मैंने कहा ये तो मेरे में मोह
And
है,
then she
मुझे तो पता ही
realized that
नहीं था
she
कि
does
मेरे में
have
मोह नहीं
attachment,
है।
and
और फिर
she
देखो
thought
क्या
she
होता है,
didn't, but she had
जब
in
ये मुझे
fact.
विचार आया तो और तो
She
कुछ
said
नहीं, डॉक्टर वगैरह नहीं आ सकता है,
the
हनी होती
doctor
है ना घर
couldn't
में बहुत
come, but
करके
there's
हनी
honey in the
रखते हैं
house.
ऐसे समय
She
पर।
had some for
तो मैं
such a
ढूंढने लगी,
situation, and
तब
she
वो
started
हनी
looking for
हमारे
it.
पास रखी तो है
She
अलमारी में
knew the
कोई,
honey was there somewhere
तो
in the
बहुत
cupboard,
अलमारियां मैंने ढूंढी,
and she looked in lots of
लेकिन
cupboards, but
मिले ही नहीं
she
हनी।
couldn't find it.
तो और वो चिल्लाता रहे
And the
मेरे को
child
भी
was
दर्द जैसे अंदर
more
अंदर।
and more distressed and having more and more pain.
कहा मेरे को आया, ये मेरे को हुआ क्या है,
And so she was
आज
wondering what happened to her that she
हनी मेरी
couldn't find the
नजर ही
honey,
नहीं
because
आती,
she knew it was there,
ढूंढती
but she
है
couldn't
यहाँ
see
वहाँ
it.
नजर नहीं
She
आती।
tried
लेकिन
in all
मोह
different
ऐसी
places,
चीज
but
थी
attachment was
जो
such a thing
आते ही
that it affected her eyes and it affected that she couldn't see the honey. Then she became aware and she realized that she forgot Baba and got caught up in attachment with this child. So she sat in meditation for a little time and then she got the touching as to exactly where the honey was. She opened the cupboard and it was right there in front of her. So you can see what attachment does. It's as if it makes you blind. Therefore, we do get exams to find out as to whether or not we do have attachment or we do have anger. Do I have tolerance or not? So all these tests have to come. We cannot say that they shouldn't come and then only I would have the power in question. People say, oh, the place is such. And they say their stage cannot be good because of the place. But actually, your stage doesn't get developed by the place, but by your inner condition. We say to everyone that our service place or our family home, wherever we may be, automatically these are our exam halls and we stay there. And there will be exams coming all the time. Even if we change places, the tests will come with us. Suppose I leave Delhi and go to Calcutta, but then that place will become my examination hall and I will definitely get papers there. It isn't possible for anyone to pass without taking the exams. This is why Baba says it's nothing to do with the place, it's everything to do with your stage. You have to change your stage, and then it doesn't matter what the place is, we remain like lotus flowers. The speciality of the lotus is that it lives in the dirty water, but it is detached. We also can become like this, but we have to be content by remembering our attainments. And if we do remain content, then the influence of this is that you will feel that everyone is your own. You feel, I am content. So it's easy to make others content. And those who become content through me, we become closer to each other. In the last Murli, Baba had said that you are the ancestors of everyone. And the sign of an ancestor is this, that anyone of any religion, you are the ancestors of all of them, and they should feel from you that you are their own, that you are their brother. This is the meaning of giving contentment to others. No matter who someone is, you feel that they are your own. Baba is one, and he says, all the souls of the world are my children. And so those who do remain content, they will awaken a feeling of love for them in all the people's hearts. That satisfied soul will never have a feeling of difference, but they will all feel that this one is our own. They will awaken the feeling of love for God and for their own selves. This is the record of such a soul. Satisfaction, contentment creates this experience in the practical life. Satisfaction is such that you remain always free from worries. You have no anxiety because there's nothing lacking. In the latest Murli, Baba had said two things. One is, do not be disturbed by anything, because you have the knowledge of drama. Whatever has taken place, it was fixed in the drama, so it happened, and so you also know what you have to do about it. Do not be disturbed, and be the carefree emperor and remain like that, without any worries. An emperor, those who are the kings or the politicians of today, live in a state of great anxiety. They don't have crowns, but they have their seats. But we are emperors with no worries. Do we have any worries? Anybody got any worries? Or are you free from worries? Yes? Put your hand up if you are free from worries. If you are the emperor free from worries. You are emperors. When you have the remembrance of Baba, when Baba comes, Baba had one slogan at that time. Baba used to sing in a very intoxicated stage, I have attained what had to be attained, there's nothing left. Is there anything? This was a beautiful slogan which Baba used to use. And what is our slogan? We got God. Is there anything left to attain? Is there anything left? Baba is there. Put all your responsibilities on Baba, the burden. Once Baba had said, why did I come? I'm here to relieve you of your burdens, because I have seen that from the Copper Age you took on a lot of burdens, and because of that you also got disturbed. And so I have come to relieve you of your burdens, so why hold on to them? Some are habituated to that. They're not able to stay without working very hard. And if you tell them to sit quietly or lie down and have a rest, they can neither sit down or lie down. They need to do some hard work. So Baba also says, you are so connected with your burdens and you are so habituated to take on burdens that I say, give me your burdens, and you say, oh, you don't give it, but then you ask me, so give it to me and then I can relieve you. You are the carefree emperors. And that's a very good stage. Anyone who is satisfied, they are really the carefree emperors and they have no worries. They are knowledgeful. Baba has said, all of you are knowledgeful, but together with that, there is another point, and you're a little bit less strong in that, and that is powerful. It's easy to become knowledgeful, but you also have to be powerful, then you can be the carefree emperor. If you are only knowledgeful, you cannot be the carefree emperor, because you definitely need power. You have to be knowledgeful and powerful. Then you will get that good stage. So we are all the jewels of contentment, and we will always remain content. If we do not remain content, then who will? Baba had said a very good thing, that never, suppose if you get depressed about something, then remember that how often have I become the child of God? Many, many times I became the child of God. And if I don't become, then who will? There isn't anyone else. I'm the one who's going to become his child. And when you remember this, that many, many times I have become Baba's, now I'm becoming again, then don't be depressed. When you become lonely, you go and become alone, you leave Baba. Then you say, oh, what shall I do? Why go and be alone?
बाबा जब ऑफर कर रहा है
When
मैं
Baba is
कंबाइन हूँ
offering
आपके,
to
तो आप
combine
क्यों
with
नहीं
you,
आते?
then why do you go off alone?
बाबा को साथ रखो और
Keep
बाबा
Baba with you,
साथ देने के लिए है हाजिर।
and Baba has become
जिस
present in
समय वो
order to
साथ
give you
देते नहीं
companionship, but you
और
don't
फिर
take his
कहते हैं बाबा
companionship at the
आप
time and you
भूल
say, Oh
गए,
Baba,
अरे भूल
I
क्यों गए,
forgot you.
समय के लिए
Why?
तो मैं हूँ
I
और
have come
समय के
especially
लिए
at
मैं
this
हूँ
time,
साथ,
and I
और
am
उस
with
समय
you,
और ही भूल
and at that
जाएंगे,
time you forget me when
तो
you
ये
need
तो
me.
अपनी गलती है ना।
So that's your mistake.
तो संतुष्ट मनिया है,
So you are all jewels
सर्व
of
प्राप्ति
contentment,
स्वरूप
the
है
embodiment of
और
all
सदा सर्व
attainments,
प्राप्ति स्वरूप है।
and you will remain
ओम
always the
शांति।
embodiments of all attainments. Om Shanti.